The stock is not the company, man. It doesn't matter how many times we go red, as long as the company is fundamentally getting better. I'm not selling this shit. Okay, I'm not selling. I mean, it would take something I don't even know if there's something that could get me to sell, right? I mean, at this point, this company just keeps getting exponentially better. Stock price is going the wrong way, and I think this quote sums it up perfectly, right? Stock went from $113 to $6, right? I was watching all of our internal business metrics, number of customers, profit per unit. Every single thing about the business was getting better. While the stock price is going the wrong way, everything inside the company going the right way. That's exactly what we've seen this week. Last week, so far, this week, right? One day in, we've already got another Saphyr adoption. Last week, we had two. We've got five other Twitter. We've got five other in this quarter, plus the three other ones right here, plus this one, plus this, the Wickham's, plus this, and the one we got today, right? We already know about 10, easily over 10 Saphyr adoptions this quarter, probably closer to 13 to 15, right? I want to give you the case today why you may want to hold and buy more, and why 650, 658, where we closed at. God, this is insanity now. Why this may be a very auspicious long-term entry point. Now, make your own opinions, but right now, everything's going down. Everything's going down the hill. Everyone hates the company, hates me, right? Brandon, make the stock go up. Right. All this stuff. It's funny. It's great. It's fun and games. It's great. It's great trade. But seriously, on a serious note, everyone is doubting me right now. Every single time, it's basic psychology. Every time the stock goes down, everybody's faith in me goes a little bit lower. And today, I want to tell you why you shouldn't have faith in me, but you should have faith in the fundamentals of the value increasing in the company, right? I'm going to give you all of the things, not all of the things, but a lot of the things that have increased our value significantly this quarter, and also a lot of the things, and also almost all of the Saphyr adoptions that we know of. I'm going to have a full video on that one time, and we've got crazy news today as well, right? Well, not crazy, I wouldn't say it's crazy, but we got another Saphyr adoption today, and we got our CMO saying that there's no competition literally at all, and 1,000 other things, including short interest going up again, right? Utilization is very high, days to cover continues to go higher, and the short interest continues to go higher, 23%, right? We've got the freaking CEO presenting July 13th. We got 1,000 things. We've got the short share availability very low, utilization high. I want to go over this catalyst right here, the measures that we got, the measures to implement new samples, the 15 installments. I want to do calculations for the actual quarter two revenue. I want to go over this shit, right? Which none of this stuff makes sense probably. It's like, Brandon, what are these articles? What are you talking about? What does this mean? I don't understand this. I'm going to explain this, but both of these are just Saphyr adoptions, and these 8 Saphyr adoptions right here that I already listed in this post 24 days ago. So without anything else, let's go ahead and start with the news that we got today. So we announced significant progress in China with the adoption of its Saphyr system for OGM, right? Yada yada. And the only cool thing here, I would say, worth actually mentioning, is the hemophilia A testing. They said a single assay, OGM combined with NGS, optical genome mapping combined with next generation sequencing panel, has the potential to be the new standard for hemophilia A testing. That's huge because, in my opinion at least, because we never hear about hemophilia A testing with the Saphyr and with OGM. So that's great. That's great to see. And this is not the company's words. This is WeHealth's Shanghai's words right there, right? That's what this doctor is thinking. Now, if we go up here, FSHD analysis, they think we have an opportunity as well to redefine the standard of care in China regarding FSHD analysis with optical genome mapping. So it's great to see. It's another, obviously, this is as legit of a source you can get. Another legit Saphyr adoption. I don't think they would be posting about this and doing a press release if this is a rental agreement. I think this is a legitimate sale. $150,000 to $200,000 from this alone. Was this in quarter 2 or quarter 3? They announced, we don't know when they announced it, right? We don't know when the contract was. We don't know when they exactly are going to file it, when they're going to categorize it, quarter 2, quarter 3. We don't know for sure. I would bet more likely quarter 2, because usually the contract is signed several weeks before the actual announcement, right? And several of these things, for example, this one right here, and this one, right? This thing was done. This thing was all the way back in June when this thing was presented. And they probably had a Saphyr before that. So that's the news today. And I want to watch this real quick. Okay, so pay attention to what she says here about the competition and if we have any, right?
A lot of people ask that, is there a competitive landscape between long-read technologies and sequencing and optical genome mapping? And I would argue that the answer is no. There is no competitive landscape. Either there is complementation or there is a unique ability to be as an alternative for extremely high resolution cytogenomic application with optical genome mapping.
There you have it. That's our chief medical officer. That is a C-suite member, and she has experience with other methods for large SV detection. She's been, I don't know, I don't remember if it was CMA or Fisher karyotyping, but she's had experience, maybe all three of those. She did come from she does have experience with those technologies and how they work, so she knows better than most people do what she's talking about, because she's used all of them, OGM, fish, the other stuff, man. She knows what the best is, and you can see on this chart right here, right? Simple as it gets. Okay, what's the read molecule length? Okay, there you go, 300,000 base pairs. Large SV detection, we got it. Okay, these guys, not really. They can't do it as well. Low cell fraction structural variance, boom. Throughput at minimum 100x resolution. Boom. Consumable cost, less than $500 per sample, and that's reducing to $100 per sample in 2023. People say, you know, these guys are going to catch up with us. They're going to catch up with our tech. I say that's way too naive, because Bionano is doing so many things to further innovate their shit. Going from $500, $450 to $550 down to $100 in a few years per genome. You know how much easier that makes it for the people who use this shit? That makes it so much cheaper, and it just makes more people likely to use it, and more samples, more consumables, more adoptions, man. It's just, bears are stupid, right? That's it. Bears are stupid, man. All right, so if we look right here, this is the short share availability. I'm actually going to go over that at the end there, but it is actually very low. It is very low, and the utilization is very high. So that's a spoiler right there. But right now, I want to go over the measures of the samples and all the catalysts that we have had in the last few weeks and quarter two, last quarter, that have not done anything for the stock price, right? Or at least almost all of these have not. So first thing we have is that Kevin the Jeter recently met with the company. This was last week or 2 weeks ago. He still has a $14 price target. And we also have new measures. We have the assays. Those are on. The company's going to be validating assays for each of the 5 groups, the 5 large clinical studies. And the management talked about measures to implement amniocytes and cheek swabs, essentially. And those are different type of sample types that the Saphyr can use, and that would be a huge catalyst if we could, right? In his own words, you can read those right there, right? In ape language, it would help us a lot, and it would send the stock price go to the moon, right? And then we also have the anticipates interim update, right? We already knew about that. This in the year's second half. That we publish online most likely. So those are great things that we got. Of course, price didn't do anything. For the last 15 installments, clinically driven and command higher sample volume, trending toward 100 to 100K in region sales annually. Okay, that's huge. That's huge. And one thing people don't understand is that every single year, as long as we're getting more installations, the consumable revenue is literally only going to increase. And that's one reason why we're never going to get a negative year for year-over-year growth. Literally 10 years from now, if you hold this for 10 years, you know there's like a 99% chance every single year revenue is going to get better. Every single year. And this is why I recommend consider loading when we're down, because people down, and especially consider loading before earnings, right? I think this is almost a perfect opportunity now, especially as we get closer to earnings, which we're less than 40 days away now. So this is another Saphyr adoption. So that's one, right? One Saphyr adoption, 2 Saphyr adoption, and this is probably several. Okay, this one is said. Let me go right here. Expand the remaining to 81. Okay. They entered into a strategic partnership, right? So that's several Saphyrs, most likely. Let's just say that's one, though, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 7, sorry, plus 5, 7, and then plus 3, 10. So that's 10 right there. Plus the one today, that's 11. That's 11 Saphyrs that we already know about. So let's just get a calculator real quick and do some math for the quarter 2 earnings. So if we do 150K, or no, if we do 175K to be like even, okay, because that's the average cost for Saphyr, to our understanding at least, times 11. You're looking at about 2 million. So if you add, so let's just round that to 2 million to make it simple, okay? We'll do at the end and subtract about 100,000, give or take, right? So basically, you add the lineagen and consumable revenue, which are both going to be roughly 700K to my understanding and to my calculations that I've done in this post right here. Okay, so basically, you're looking at 2.7 and then 3.4 million. Okay, so 3.4 million. If we're going to get 3.4 million, that's about estimated. That's not that bad, but that's only 11 Saphyrs. And every single quarter ever, to my understanding, that I've ever seen, there are more Saphyrs being sold than retail knows about, right? So realistically, we're probably going to get more like 15 Saphyrs sold, okay? Probably more like 15, and that's going to be, okay, if we were to get that, we're going to beat the revenue. That's closer to 4 million in revenue when combined with the lineage and consumable revenue. Let's say we were to get like 20 or 19. Let's say we were getting 19 Saphyrs sold. What is the revenue going to come out to be, right? You're looking at this, plus 700,000. Okay, what's that going to be? 4 million plus another 700,000, right? This is the sales for Saphyr, and then the 700,000 is lineage, and then this other 700,000 is for consumables. What is it going to be? What's our total going to be, Brandon? 4.7 million. Okay, let me draw the commas here so it's easy, so it's simple. Okay, boom, comma, that was a bad comma, and then boom, comma, right? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, it's 4.7 million, and the estimates are 3.5 million. If we were to get 5 million in revenue almost, we would be probably worth above $10 a share, probably easily, maybe higher than that. And that's as simple as it gets. There's no other way to say it. So I'm just telling everybody that I think quarter two earnings is going to be great. We're going to have more in-depth videos on it, but that's what I think. Okay, make your own opinions. But also another catalyst that we got, and the whole point of that calculation was just to say, if anyone has done the research, you know, quarter two has a huge chance of blowing the shit out of the park. I mean, you tell me if you disagree with that. Let me know. I haven't heard anyone disprove me on that, on the claims. Okay, I have all of these. These are legit. Okay, if we just click on one of these, what's going on? What is it? Is it legit, Brandon? How do you know these are legit? Well, I've already made videos about this, right? Look, another Saphyr. This time it's MGC in Munich, if that's how you pronounce it, right? That's May 27th. That's during quarter two. All of these are legit to my at least that I think they're reliable enough to think they are real. That's what I think. Are they from the government? Are they from an .org, right? Not all of them are, right? These are just Twitter, but that's an employee. Okay, these are websites that are known. These are good These are actually good, reliable sources, and we know about this shit. So you can't tell me that this isn't real or something. So basically, ape language, you didn't understand any of that. Quarter two is likely to kick ass. All right, another catalyst at the price, and if you did the research here, you know that this is good for the price, and a lot of people should, and toots especially, and shorts should be pricing this in to the current price, right? Because the market always tries to price in future stuff. If quarter two, if we already know about 11 Saphyr sales, which we do. That's more than any other quarter ever. Quarter two is likely to be good. The estimate's barely higher than last quarter. Maybe I should buy. Yeah, maybe you should. Maybe you should stop shorting and adding like 10% on your short interest every day. You know what I mean? God. But we also have plenty of other catalysts, right? As if that was it, right? 2,000 inclusion. Russell through 2,000, 3,000 inclusion, right? How about the new chief commercial officer? How about the freaking all the presentations? The Oppenheimer 2021 MedTech, right? How about the CBO, the chief business officer? Where's that one? Chief Business Officer right here, Richard Shippey, right? That guy was awesome. Okay, both of the Chief Business Officer and the Chief Commercial Officer, they're both awesome, right? How about this thing, the 2021 Ladenburg Thalmann Healthcare Conference, right? Okay, the CMO just saying we have no competition over the weekend, right? No one cares about this stuff, man. Okay, so that's that. Also, we have the bioinformatics scientist listing, which if we go down here, we have an experience right here, experience with next generation sequencing and long-range sequencing technologies. How about freaking Richard Shippey himself responding to Brennan's catalyst list here with the Russell 2000. How about that, man? Does that validate everything that we said right here? I don't know. Oh, yeah, also the PLA codes, right? I didn't even mention that. Those are effective October 1st. By the way, we'll go over that more soon. And European United accreditation, okay, we haven't even got that yet. I don't know if we've actually got that because they haven't actually said anything, but we're supposed to get that in quarter two. Okay, here's another thing. I know it's boring, but it's like, dude, there's so many things that people are not even aware of affecting the stock price. Should be affecting them in a positive way, but the price is just like, yeah, we'll see about that, Brandon. Dump it, and we dump 5% every day. We've had like 6 consecutive red days when literally it's quarter three now. And they said in quarter one they're expecting this. We should be expecting this news, or at least a comment in the company overview on July 13th, the CEO presenting, or the earnings, quarter two earnings, mid-August most likely. Something about this. Hopefully someone asks a question about if these LDTs are up, if they're good to go, if we've got accreditation for them in the European United markets for AL and FSHD, if that's happened or not, right? And it's quarter three right now, so we should have already had that. There's another catalyst for you. How about the 32% total headcount growth over the last 6 months, right? And how about the current listings? If you look at this stuff, it's not hard to tell that they are trying to launch products according to their marketing manager listing that is not actually on LinkedIn anymore. I think they actually hired someone because I actually can't find it anymore. But if you pair that with the bioinformatics scientists that we were just looking at, there are products that are going to be launched. Okay, they're going to be launched because that's one of the responsibilities. That's the first responsibility for the marketing manager. And you pair that with the next generation sequencing experience here, it's nano-nozzle production, in my opinion. Or at least there's a very realistic chance, I think, of that actually happening. They're hiring a lot of people, and it's proof of business expansion. Of course, the price doesn't really care much about this. Just announced a few days ago, July 13th, we've now got the CEO presenting a company overview 2021 I don't know why I said 2021, July 13th company overview there, right? I would say, based on the timing of this, it's very likely that he actually says something new here and good for the price. Okay, so now for the short interest, I'm going to keep this short. 23% of the float currently sold short. 63 million current short interest, up 2% of the day. Your borrowed shares is way higher than the return shares. Cost to borrow average is still pretty high. What I'll say here is that if you pair the price action with the short interest, it's like, okay, we keep going up in the aggregate, right? We were up from 430. Short interest keeps going up. If we get a catalyst, we're going to start having some shorts cover. What kind of catalyst do we need? Q2 revenue being a huge beat would send the shorts into a panic. And I think a lot of them would be having the mentality of why not just be the first one instead of covering way higher? What if we never go down again? Right? The hype and the FOMO of a meme stock, of a Reddit stock, that's what they call us, which I guess you can make the case for us being a Reddit stock. We are in some senses. It just depends on your definitions. But that is going to be the catalyst that we need to send this shit through the roof and send these guys burning. I mean, they're going to be burning alive. All right, these guys are going to lose a ton of money if they don't cover. Even if they do cover, they're already going to have lost a ton of money because the earnings are going to hit, boom, 20%, 50%. And after hours, if it's as good as I think it's going to be, I think it's very likely that Q2 earnings is going to be very good. And I know I'll talk more about this on the stream. I don't want to make this video be going forever, but I think that could be the catalyst that we need. And I think it's likely that it is going to be the catalyst that we need to send these shorts covering. It could be, if it's a horrible earnings, we're going to get killed. I just don't think it's likely, though. I think it's worth the risk to be bullish before earnings. I think it's worth the risk. You got to take, scare money doesn't make money. You got to take a little bit of risk. Okay, days to cover. So you're looking at almost the last time we were this high was before the huge run up in December, essentially, in between October and January, right, at the start of the year. That was at our highest, all right? Are we going to get the same thing soon? I don't know, but what I do know is the days to cover being higher is actually bullish because this would prolong and not expedite, it would actually slow down. It would prolong and amplify the short squeeze potentially because it would make it harder for the shorts to actually get out of their positions, meaning the short interest would not decrease super quickly if the price action would go up 20%, 50% potentially. They would still have to cover after we've gone up 50%, buying back at those super high prices, sending us exponentially higher and getting that domino ripple plus FOMO and greed effect, sending us, all-time highs and above if we got, let's say, 5-6 million in revenue. I mean, it would be absolutely insane. It would be insanity, right? I would have to shave my eyebrow because we'd be at $12, and I would be screwed. Well, I would be happy, but I would be screwed as well. And the short share availability is low. And also, if you look right here, look at the utilization. It's very high. It's almost at 100% utilization. The higher that number is, the more short shares that are actually, the less short shares that are available, and the more short shares that have actually been lent out already to the bears and that are currently applying selling pressure to the stock. That is more bullish for the future. For today, for the present and for the future, I guess I should say, the higher that number is, the more bullish it is because it means they've already spent most of their energy, if you will, and they're already tired, almost, if you will, right? Because they can't really do that much more. They only have 6.8% more of utilization until they're 100%. They're maxed out. They can't short anymore. Of course, dart pools, short ladders, naked shorting, right? Market manipulators, they have a whole different game. They have a different set of rules than legal trading does. But that is what we're looking at as far as what we retail investors know. Now, for the technical analysis, I'm going to actually not do a technical analysis because I don't want this video to be forever long. But what I will say is this. I'll say this right here. I think the 55-day moving average at about 649, that's a perfect congruency with the 650 level natural buy wall, along with the 633, 61.8% retracement. I think this could realistically be the bottom. Now, I will also say the market crashes, we're going to get screwed, but I think it's unlikely, and I also think if we keep dipping, I'm going to have to buy more shares. And I'll do more technical analysis tomorrow on the stream. Ask me. I'll try to get up a little bit early, and we can do full technical analysis. Anyways, this video is way too long already. So anyways, thank you all so much. Here's the portfolio. I show my portfolio the entire time, every video. Thank you all so much. This is not financial advice. I will see y'all in the next one.